looking for more awesome associates. Dr. Arash, thanks for joining us. Just share with our audience, you are a prolific poster in the Nacho community, one of the most popular, but just catch us up. Tell us a little bit about your practices and what you're looking for right now.
All right. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate the introduction. Nice seeing you again. It's been a minute since I saw you in Philly.
Yeah.
So looking forward to coming up there in April.
Awesome.
So I own a company. It's called Access Dental Dentures and Implants. We're in Southwest and Central Missouri. Currently, we have 5 locations. The offices, it's mostly bread and butter dentistry, lots of extractions, lots of removable. And we encourage the doctors to learn dental implants, and all of our doctors now are doing them in their locations.
So this is great. So you have these multiple locations helping people chew and smile with confidence, multiple associates there. Where is it located? Where are these offices located?
So our central office is located in Springfield, Missouri, which is in the southwest corner. But we have 2 locations in Springfield, one in Rolla, one in Osage Beach, which is also the Lake of the Ozarks area. If you watch Ozarks on Netflix, that's where it is. We have one in Mountain Grove, and our newest office that we will be acquiring is in West Plains.
And you made a good post today. We're friends, and friends go back and forth. And I didn't get a chance to explain myself. You know, I don't really know how to describe if areas are rural or semi-rural. I live in Philadelphia. You came to Philadelphia. I want to ask you, how many times did you have to get in a car and drive around while you were here in Philadelphia?
I took an Uber one time, and that was that. And I think that was to get to Geno's because I had no desire, because I had to go. You know, I mean, it wasn't. You know,
Philadelphia is walkability. You just walk around, restaurant, bars.
Yeah. I truly love Philadelphia. I'm not going to lie to you. It was an eye-opening place. So, you know, it was fantastic.
You know, that's true city. My practices are in Pennington, New Jersey. That's true suburbs. And I want to be totally fair and learn. How would you describe the area? Because you said, hey, Paul, it's not really rural. It's this word, but I wasn't sure what you said. Or how would someone say, I want to find out more about it? What would you say? So
within our offices, you know, Springfield, Missouri itself has a population of 250,000 people with a metro of about 500,000. So, you know, we have an airport. We are actually in the process of trying to get Southwest to come out here because we have over 1 million flights a year. You know, we have 5 major universities, 2 major hospitals. One of them is a teaching institution. So but that's it. Like, you know, when you're in a city like Philadelphia, or like I grew up in Los Angeles, right? So you have LA, but then you might have a suburb of LA that is 100,000 people, right? That's not like it in Springfield. Springfield is Springfield. Like, that's it. Like, outside of 5 miles radius outside the city, you pretty much, there's not a lot until you get to the next city that might be like an hour away.
And I like that explanation. But one of the things that I share authentically, you know, I talk about JBN, just be nice, but just be real, is that there's awesome opportunity for dentists to develop themselves as dentists and earn excellent incomes working in your group in an authentic way. What are the associates earning that work for you? 3 of them you got through Dentist Job Connect. I do it the right, Dentist Job Connect. What is their income range working in practice now?
So our newest doctor that just started with us in July, who just graduated in May, is doing about $365,000 a year, on track for that. On the higher end, we have a doctor that also we found through the Nachos community that graduated in 21. And he's on pace for about 560,000.
What you're saying is you're lucky I named the company after an appetizer, or you wouldn't have 3 dentists working with you.
I mean, whatever works, right? When I first joined the group, I was kind of like thrown back, like, why is it called Nachos? But I get it now. So
nachos are meant to be shared. They get a little messy. You know, they have different toppings. So these positions that you have, you know, there's really awesome opportunities for dentists to learn to do extractions, implants, dentures, make an awesome income. Sounds like you have a nice little team. One of the things that I like to share is dentisting can be very lonely profession. So how does your team interact? Do the associates learn from each other? Can they text you? Do you guys have meetings? Tell us about that.
Oh, I mean, I try to travel to the offices as often as I can, but every single one of the doctors, they all have my cell phone. If they ever have a question, they'll call me. I have driven to the offices if they had a question, like a clinical issue. They're like, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I'd like some, some help with something. It's not more than an hour drive, hour and a half at the max to get there.
So, so we want to get this fourth associate in for you, Rush. I know, dentists, they love details. I post an x-ray. They say, what's the probing depth on number 15 distal? I said, we're not even working on that tooth, but we're crazy. We're not Joe Nuts. So the details are, you're looking for a full-time associate, right?
Yes.
Full-time associate in Missouri, that's where it is. The why is you're buying a new location, right? You're going to have a whole nother dental office for this associate. So,
yes.
The what I say is, what procedures are they going to be doing most of the time? So is it going to be extractions, dentures, implants? Is it going to be fillings? Just tell us about the procedure.
I mean, it's going to be basically your bread and butter fillings, extractions, restorative, and we do a lot of removable. I will tell you that for some of the people that are listening to this, Missouri has some pretty good rules with expanded functions, right?
Okay.
So a lot of times people will be overwhelmed, like, well, how on earth could one doctor see this many patients? And the reality is the expanded functions in Missouri, they can place class 1 to class 5 fillings. They can do every step of fixed pros. They can take the impressions. They can make the temporaries. They can deliver the permanent restorations.
Yeah.
And for dentures, they can do from start to finish as well. They can take the preliminary impression. They can do the border molding. They can take the bite. They can adjust the denture. They can deliver the denture.
Good rules there. I like those. It's very different than my New Jersey rules. So
well, I mean, if you know on like a lot of the posts, that's why I always will kind of be like, I don't understand why different states have different rules, but that is a different conversation. That is a different conversation for a different time, I guess.
You can take advantage of that. So then, now let's be authentic. We're two medium-aged dentists. You got to make money, whether pay your loans, eat food, enjoy your life. How are they compensated? We talked about $1,000 a day guarantee, but just kind of walk us through the compensation benefits of working for Access Dental.
So like you said before, we pay $1,000 a day, and that's a guarantee. And that goes against 30% of the adjusted production per month. So, it's at the end of the month, exactly what you're going to be getting. I am a big believer in transparency.
Yeah.
All of our doctors have access to our practice management software, which is Curve, which is cloud-based. So they can see to the penny what we've collected, what we build out, what the adjustments are, and at the end of the month, they will see the exact number on our system.
That. You see some of these bad stories where these associates are just not being truthful. They're not being truthful to the associates. And I just think, we're the same way. They can sit with our office manager. They can look at anything. So I think, that's so valuable. It's also, you learn a lot about business that way when you have to track your own stuff. Curve is the sponsor of our group here. So basically, if you work 200 days, you're going to make 200 grand. That's $1,000 a day.
Yeah, as a guarantee.
As a guarantee. With you now have associates earning 350 to 500,000 plus. So this is an incredible opportunity. One of the things, I've said this, is that doctors do residencies, right? So a doctor will go and do an anesthesia residency for 3 years somewhere. Dentistry, they could do the same thing with you. Someone could come and work with your group for 4 years. Maybe they'll stay for the rest of their lives, or maybe they'll move on. But either way, they've gotten tremendous training. Is that something that you value?
And that's a very common thing that we've run into. I will say prior to COVID, that was historically what we did, is we would have doctors that would graduate, work with us for a couple of years, and then go back to the bigger cities. But post-COVID, there's been like a shift where people are kind of wanting to get out of the bigger cities now and, realize that, they're making this amount of money working 4 days a week, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's no weekends, there's no late hours. And the cost of housing out here, you would be amazed what you can buy for $250,000 or $300,000 out here, you know? And
it's always about, what's amazing, Arash, you're sharing so much. It's like, you're looking for one dentist, right? You've hired 3 dentists through Dentist Job Connect, and you've hired, but like, you just need the right dentist for the right position at the right time. And that's why we're doing this, right? Someone's listening or watching and saying, you know what, I would like to go down there, work there. I don't want to keep you too long, but tell us, I would love to talk to you. How did you pick this area? Like, you're a really good proponent of go somewhere where you can be economically successful, right? And I'm not judging people who don't do that. I actually probably wouldn't do that, Ross, to be honest. We're friends. I probably would pick a new career. I could probably go and manage a restaurant. I probably wouldn't move to the middle of the country myself. I'm not saying Missouri is the middle of the country, but you moved from LA to Missouri. I would like to inspire dentists. What was your why?
I mean, my why was literally because I needed to make money. I mean, I graduated. I had a child. I had another one on the way. And at the time, dentists were getting paid $350 to $500 a day in Los Angeles.
What year was that for you?
05 is when I graduated. So, I looked at the economics of it and I was like, this isn't going to work, and my entire family is in California. My mom and dad immigrated from Iran and they live there. And my mother's a dentist there, still is a dentist, still is practicing. And, I had to make that decision. And I look back on it and I'm very grateful. I'm very happy that I made that decision because I've been able to provide for my family in ways that I never thought would be possible. But, I've joked about this on your group too. It's a lot funner to visit LA with money than to live in LA and be broke.
I love that. I'm actually just curious. How did you pick Missouri back in 05? I mean, there's no dental knots, there's no Facebook. There was Dental Town. But I'm not even saying that contributed to it.
I literally went on another website and I just put my resume out there. And this group called me from a small town called Licking, Missouri. I was sitting in my mom's office talking to her office manager. And I was like, yeah, right. Like Licking, Missouri. Who on earth is going to work in Licking, Missouri? So I called them and I'm like, yeah, I'm a dentist from LA. What is, give me the details. And they're like, well, we have this little small office and we're willing to pay you 25% of whatever you collect. And I was like, 25% of an office with 500 people in the entire city. How much is that? She's like, well, the last doctor that was working with us brought in $1.25 million. Oh, wow. And I'm sitting there like, wait, so you're going to pay me 25% of that? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'll fly out there. And, it never hurts to take a look. I mean, I had to see it with my own eyes. I flew out there and, I was just like, yeah, this will work.
You guys got to start, Kartik from New Mexico. All right, see, here's the thing I'll share. You get a lot of credit because you went from LA to Missouri. If someone was born in Rochester, New York, and then they go back to Rochester, New York, that's called going home. And I'm not saying anything negative about that, but they probably have friends there. They probably have family there. So it's not the same as what Kartik did and you did. You guys should start your own little club of we left our hometown and we're dentists in this place and it went well for us because I believe with 6,000 graduates a year, us people are going to be more open-minded to this because there's, I'm just telling you, we sometimes get 15 applications for a position in Philadelphia in just a couple of weeks. And we struggle to get 2 applications for a position that pays twice as much in a different part of the country. And I'm really glad you shared your story with our audience.
Well, I appreciate it, Paul. No, I mean, that's actually a great idea for dentists that have moved to get together and share our stories and
share the ups and downs. It's not all ups. It's not all downs. I'm sure when you moved to Missouri, you're like, I'm making money, but it probably was an adjustment to figure out what to do socially. I'm sure.
I mean, yeah, it was. But I mean, I found I found different things to entertain
Yeah,
myself.
and
So
give the treatment plan for that outside the
yeah,
operatory treatment plan. Maybe you do outdoor stuff. Maybe you get hobbies. I mean, every place has the opportunity to meet people. Just it's not always easy when you don't have a lot of connections there. So you guys should give the playbook on what to do. Whether it's joining a club, playing adult kickball. Do people still play adult kickball? That was a big thing back in the day.
no, I have not seen adult kickball. Pickleball, amazingly, is making its
Yeah,
way to
yeah.
this area, which boggles my mind because I still can't. I still can't grasp the popularity of pickleball, but to each their own.
Yeah, they do. Well, Arash, people can text the word Missouri to 215-798-9897. Like he'll put that in the comments. You can go to dentistjobconnect.com and scroll through all the jobs and see the one from Dr. Ross and others. But if someone's watching and wants to just connect with you, Ross, about this job or about your story, what's the best way for them to reach out to you directly?
I mean, they can either email me at arash.amadnia@gmail.com,
We'll put
or
that
they
in the
can just shoot
comments.
me a text. And my phone number is 314-562-1130.
Cool. Say your phone number one more time.
Sure, 314-562-1130.
Awesome. And I can't make, I'm going to see you again in April. You're coming to Philadelphia. We're doing a program for DSOs, private practice owners, raising your restorative game. So if you want to meet Arash, he's going to be there. You can ask him about his positions, and we're going to find you that fourth associate. Thanks so much for being on, Arash.
Thanks again, Paul. Appreciate it.